Hello, how are you guys doing? I hope that you guys are having a great Wednesday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. I want to talk to you. I know I joke around sometimes when it comes to certain things, but this is something that's really, really serious, and that's really, really close to my heart. I want to talk about child abuse. Sexual abuse, to be more specific. Okay, as you all know, maybe you don't know, R. Kelly has been sentenced to 30 years for his role in the abduction, kidnapping, if you want to call it that, and child sex trafficking and rape, molestation, holding children against their will, and what have you. This has been an ongoing battle. I wouldn't call it a battle of mine, but I remember when R. Kelly was with Aliyah, when he married Aliyah back in the 90s maybe, possibly even late 80s. I'm not sure exactly when. I want to say 90s. But because I was paper Bible saved, as Larry Reid says, I didn't listen to R. Kelly or Aliyah's music. I just remember what happened, and I remember thinking to myself, how did he get away with that? That's a child. How did he marry a child? Now, a lot of people, some people came up with their same rumors that, there was some kind of deal made with Aliyah's parents that somehow gave R. Kelly permission for R. Kelly to marry Aliyah. I don't, again, know about all of that because I was paper Bible saved. I'm paper Bible saved now. But when I say paper Bible saved, that means I was no pants wearing, no makeup, didn't listen to any world of music, got rid of hundreds of dollars worth of secular music when I got saved and got the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Ghost. So I wasn't embroiled too much or privy to a lot of what was going on. I just heard it through the grapevine, and I'm like, oh, okay, sinners are going to be sinners. But I distinctly remember thinking to myself, how did he get away with it? She's a child. So later on, as time unfolds, we learn how he got away with marrying Aliyah. He falsified documents and what have you, and they went and applied for a marriage license. And because R. Kelly had enough money, he was making enough coin, because he's this famous R&B singer, he can get anything he wants, even if it was a child. And he got a child. And Aliyah played along with it. Why? Because she was a child, and he was providing all of this lifestyle and all these others attention. What 15-year-old girl is not going to want that? But again, it was a crime. But because of the times that we were living in back then, nothing pretty much was done about it. And then Aliyah kept on into her adulthood, making music with, I think, Missy Elliott, and Aliyah had her own solo career, what have you. And then she unexpectedly died in a plane crash at a really young age, in her early 20s. Very beautiful child. Very beautiful young lady. So we never really knew, because she never really spoke on it too much, her relationship with R. Kelly. So she took that to the grave. Okay? So she didn't have an opportunity to defend herself, to defend her reputation. You know what I'm saying? Or her memory. But nobody said anything because of the times that we were living in, okay? Fast forward, R. Kelly is making music and producing music and having concerts, and our people were just applauding him, and, oh, he's a black man, he making it happen, and he making that bank, and all the females like, R. Kelly, yeah, everything he came out with, everybody was loving. And then there was a whole new generation of people that fell in love with supposedly the new and improved R. Kelly that was not going to mess with children anymore, right? Wrong. The infamous sex tape with a child, where he's urinating on a child, comes out. Then I remember thinking, this is a devil. I remember what he did with Aliyah, and he did not learn his lesson. He's turning around and making sex tapes with children. But nobody did anything, said anything. He went to court. He was, I guess, exonerated or whatever, and everybody was just so happy. Because it was, oh, y'all trying to get the black man, woody, woo, and all of this and all of that in the back of chips, and yeah. And I'm like, but I remember the Aliyah situation. I remember that. And I'm like, something's wrong with that man. He needs some help. He needs some help. Somebody needs to pull his coattail and get him delivered. He made some music with some gospel artists, and I guess that was supposed to, get people off of his trail and make people believe that he was, just because he sang a few gospel songs and produced some gospel music, hello gospel music industry, that meant that he was delivered from his perversion of pedophilia. But apparently, singing gospel music does not deliver you from pedophilia, right? Anywho, he starts doing all these other things with everybody else's daughters. And everybody else's female. Wide age group of women, females, not even women. Some children, some women. But the one thing that was in common, the one consistent thing, is that this man just had a very strange sexual appetite. He had the need to control, and he was not used to being told no, that he couldn't have something. And so the people around him enabled him and covered up for him. Because why? Oh, you're trying to get rid of the black man, and you're trying to do this to the black man. And so all these people was trying to cover for the black man. But the black man was a sick man, a man that needed help. He needed to be held accountable for his sexual appetite. But nobody did that. Everybody just gave him what he wanted, which was children, females. When the question was asked of him in the interview, does he like teenage girls? He said, remember that infamous answer? Me and my son hollered when we saw that. Now, when you say teenage, what exactly do you mean? We hollered, but it wasn't funny. Because you know what that meant? When he asked that should have been a clue to everybody watching that this man was sick and needed help. But no, the black community kept, leave our Kelly alone. If it was a white man, you would be doing this and you would be doing that and blah, 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 blah. When that's not even the issue. Black man or white man or red or orange man, if you like to stick your penis in children, you are a sick individual. Does that properly define a pedophile, a pervert, a sick man, or a sick woman to you? This is not a race issue. You know I'm about my people. Power to the people. But especially because you are supposed to be our protectors, brothers, you are not supposed to defraud children. And he thought he got away with it. He kept getting away with it because no one held him accountable. Why? Because we got to cover the black man at all costs. Do the same thing in church. How many preachers are turning out children and nobody holds them accountable? They'll just keep covering for them. We just go pray. We just go pray for them. Just let the Lord handle it. Just let the Lord handle it. And you saying let the Lord handle it while he turning out your little boy, while he got your little girl, your granddaughter pregnant, your pastor. But you don't hold these men and some women accountable. What? You can't do that. You are an accessory to a crime. If you realize, I don't know if you realize that or not. You are supposed to, if you are an adult and you know that another adult is sleeping with somebody under the age, of 21. I know they say 18, but I'm saying 21. You better look at that real closely, and you need to alert somebody. You need to report that somebody, because there's something wrong with a grown man or a grown woman sleeping with somebody who's underage. It is a crime. It is called pedophilia. It is not a sexual preference. It is a crime, and it's wrong. If it's your husband, report him. If it is your wife, report her. If it's your grandmama or your grandfather or your pastor or your bishop or your apostle or the next R. Kelly, report that jigger. You cannot keep letting these people defile the children. What is wrong with you people? And it's not a race thing. Ghislaine Maxwell just got sentenced to 20 years. She didn't have sex with nobody, but you know what she did? She supplied child sex trafficking is what she's being charged with. She supplied Jeffrey Epstein with the minors that he needed to fulfill his lust. So she's going to jail for 20 years and she probably won't survive. Why? Because she enabled him and did not report him. She supplied him his victims, which were minors. So go ahead and keep playing and keep enabling these pedophiles if you want to. They sending white women to jail for that now. So if they send a white woman to jail, they're coming for you. They coming for you. If you look like this, they coming for you. And you're going to jail longer than Ghislaine. If you're dumb enough to do the crime, knowing that the system is set up against you, my brother, my sister, then you're dumb enough to go to jail and pay for it. And nobody's going to advocate for you. Nobody's signing no petitions. Nobody's putting money on your books. Can't get bailed out now. Nobody's coming to see about you because you are a pervert. And you need to be delivered. There's too many grown people out here for you to be wanting to have sex with children and minors. If you know that somebody's having sex with a minor and they get caught and it's found out that you knew, you're going to jail too. You are going to jail. Hey, you're going to jail. Yeah. So don't play. It's time out for allowing children to be defiled over and over and over again because people don't have any integrity and they don't care about the kids. You just want to have babies, but you don't care if they remain sexually pure or not. Because I promise you, if we're known to know that you are a sexual pervert and a pedophile, I'm reporting you. Yes, I said it and I will say it again. If Winona finds out that you are sexually abusing children or you are sleeping with a minor, I am going to report you. Because I don't play that. Black, white, orange, purple, green. I don't care what your race is. It's not a race thing at this point. This is about keeping our children pure. This is about keeping our grandchildren untouched. Report sexual abuse. I don't care who's committing it. You have a responsibility to protect the children. Don't just applaud the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Applaud this. And then do your part. Don't let pedophiles get away with pedophilia.